You gotta love it, guys. You gotta love it, man. After Friday's complete bloodbath in the stock market, which I don't want to give you guys PTSD, so we're not gonna go too deep into it, but the NASDAQ went down 5%, the S&P dumped, the Dow, the Russell, you name it. After that bloodbath, well, on this Monday, we're rebounding, and we have to break down what's going on. The charts, stocks I'm looking at, 5 in particular, and we're going to break down what I'm doing right now. So guys, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, do all that good stuff, take a sip of your coffee, cheers. I appreciate you all for tuning in, and check out my Patreon if you want to keep up with my portfolio updates, my trades, be a part of my private Discord. That's linked down below, pinned in the comments, or go to stocksurfest.com/Patreon. And now let's dive into it, guys. So let's clear the throat first and foremost. It is about 11 a.m. on the East Coast right now, and every index, well, you guessed it by the intro, is up right now. The NASDAQ being the most green, up 2.5%. The S&P's up just over 1%. The Dow's up, let's see, 0.4, as the Russell's up 1.75%. So in other words, guys, we're getting a very healthy relief rally this morning after Friday's complete and utter bloodbath, right? Which, to show you here on the Qs, we got all the way down to about 6.99 in the aftermarket on Friday, and now we're back over 7.22, and it's safe to say buyers as of now are coming in right at the 180 moving average on this 4-hour chart on the Qs. Same on SPY and pretty much all these indices, right? You're noticing it here on SPY. Nice relief rally off that moving average. Moving average, right? Dow, same thing. It actually never got anywhere near the 180 SMA like the NASDAQ and the S&P did, but all these indices are seeing rebounds. The VIX is completely off a cliff, down 15.5% after going up to over 21 points on Friday. Now we're down to 18, still obviously elevated from where we have been the last week or two, but the VIX is cooling off. And the key thing here is, again, guys, we're getting a relief rally off of the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart on SPY and on the Qs. That's very critical in the short term here, and we're not fully breaking out again yet, so keep that in mind, but we are getting a nice amount of buying pressure, and the breakout spot, in my opinion, on the Qs here would be if we're able to take out this high from the middle of May. We hit about 720, 722 in the middle of May. If that's able to break, guys, we might continue this rally, which I said this before, I'll say it again. I don't think this is a crash, right? A lot of people on Friday were panicking. People are saying, oh, it's time to sell. It's not time to buy, time to get out, right? Which it's a bunch of nonsense, right? It's for what, right? Because of SpaceX's IPO? Do you really think that's going to crash the market before the IPO? I mean, there's no chance. The market needs to be at a very healthy spot for the SpaceX IPO, right? Do you think they're going to crash the market right before the hottest IPO ever? I mean, look, the hottest IPO ever, you bet your you-know-what, they're going to make sure SpaceX IPOs in a rock-solid, all-time high type market, and that's kind of what we're setting up for here, especially if this green continues and the Qs break through 725 back over 730. That's going to be very good for the bulls, right? So yeah, I mean, we probably did get some selling on Friday because of the SpaceX IPO, liquidity, to raise some cash. And on top of that, the jobs market came in hot, which means, okay, we're not going to get rate cuts most likely anytime soon. So yeah, that coupled with the SpaceX IPO, maybe that triggered a bit of a sell-off here, maybe Broadcom's, guidance. But at this point, guys, and I'll say it again, I said it before, it is not a crash. This is not a crash. It's just a pullback, and I'm proving to be right, or proven to be right, at least as of now, as again, we're getting a nice rebound. It looks like the buyers are coming in. The dip is being bought up, And look at some of these stocks. Let's dive into it. We have 5 stocks to go over that I'm buying right now, that I'm in right now, across my different accounts here, guys. Micron is number 1. I bought some at $8.90 on Friday, and look at where we're at now, $9.60. And I'm almost like, let me lock in the profits, quick little, overnight trade, right? But part of me is like, let me do that, but part of me is like, let me ride it out. Let's bring this thing back over 1,000, because ultimately that's where I think it's going, right? Micron's up over 10%, $95 a share in the green today, and we're popping right off that 180 SMA, like we called out on this 4-hour chart. And it's not completely out of the woods yet, which is why part of me is like, okay, maybe lock in the quick profit, because look, we're still not out of this 180 moving average on the 1-hour chart. And we're not yet out of the resistance from the end of May. The end of May, we hit about 980, 985. That's before we ran to 1,090, almost $1,100 a share. So that's where we're at again right now on Micron. It's testing 960 to 980. That's a big resistance for the stock. So keep that in mind. This could be a spot where we do get a little bit of selling pressure, but ultimately, man, if the bulls can prevail, push through 980 back over 1,000, this is going to be off to the races. So part of me is like, hold it for the breakout, because I do think it's ultimately coming. But the more conservative side of me is like, okay, maybe lock in the profits here, wait till the actual breakout, re-enter, right? Which I'm not leaning towards any side right now. I'm still 50-50. I'll keep you guys updated. Of course, I post all my moves in Patreon. Check it out. Link down below. No pressure. But right now, we are up a good chunk on the Micron position, ticker MU. And Robin Hood's one that you guys know I've been pounding the table on. I've been buying, and I'm looking to add more. If I sell some Micron today, I'm probably going to put some of those proceeds into adding more Robin Hood. I think it's a decent add anywhere in the low mid 80s, especially in the 70s where I started building my position, and my average cost is still in the mid low 70s. I think it's like 73.50 on Robin Hood right now. So for me, guys, look, Robin Hood chart looks decent. We have a cup and handle forming. I like that formation here. Higher lows have been made over the last couple of months, and now we're starting to see consolidation. We're chopping around above this 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart, which I think if it takes out 85 to 88 back over 90, Robinhood's going to make another big move back towards 100. I think higher than 100. So I like Robinhood here, guys. It's up 3.25% on the day. Not bad. Last time I bought it, I think was early last week. So I might continue that streak where I'm buying Robinhood every single week, guys. I might add some more today. But yeah, those are 2 that I'm eyeing up very closely. Micron, Robin Hood, like you guys know, we've been talking about them, making money on these stocks all year pretty much. Lam Research is another one, ticker LRCX, which is up over 8% today, and I added some more on Friday. You guys remember that? I bought some Lamb at 310 on Friday. Now it's at 328, up over 8%, and we're back over the 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart. So it looks like a nice continuation play on Lamb Research here, guys. And I ended up selling a little bit of Meta last week to fund this purchase and my Micron purchase and my one account. I ended up selling Meta right before we got the news that they're looking to issue shares. So talk about timing, right, guys? We're seeing Google is obviously issuing stock to raise cash to build out for the AI build out, the AI infrastructure build out, right? Meta also announced that on, we got reports. I don't think they officially announced it yet, but we're hearing that they might raise tens of billions of dollars in a stock offering, right? And once we got that news, boom, the stock went from 609 down to 582. Now it's at 589. So I sold some shares right before that, literally, I think at 610. So I'm glad I did that. Not that I'm not confident in Meta long term, my whole thing was, look, I like Meta long term, but 2027 and beyond, right? I think this year, for the rest of the year, might be a bit rocky for Meta. It might trade sideways. And for me, I much rather take that capital, put it in stocks like Micron, Lam Research, Robin Hood, that I think they're going to do better this year, and then add back into Meta, more Meta later this year, maybe early next year. That's the plan. And it's working out. It's working out so far, guys. I took out some shares. The stock tanked in Meta. Meta stock went down, but I added Micron and I added Lam Research with that money, and both of those stocks are doing fairly well today. Walmart's another one that I'm so close to buying. Literally, my fingers on the buy button, guys. It's the only one that I haven't bought yet on this list, but I'm so close. I'm so close. Walmart is about to get back into this range, this channel, whatever you want to call it, between 120 to 135, and I think there's a lot more room to run if it's able to get back through 120 to 122. So I really like Walmart, the way it's shaping up here. It's more of a safe play, quote unquote. The valuation might not be the best. It still could be trading expensive, according to some people, but look, it's quality. Sometimes you got to pay up for quality. A lot of the time, you got to pay up for quality. And I think in this market, Walmart is not a bad play. So I'm going to set my alert at $122 per share to see if we're able to get through that point. And Palantir is another one that I'm in, obviously, as a long-term investment. You guys know that. And I'm very close to adding some shares for a trade. I'm right there. I'm about to actually, either today or tomorrow. It's kind of between adding more Robin Hood now or getting some Palantir. I think overall in the low mid 130s, guys, it's a screaming buy, especially looking at this chart and seeing how the stock has played out over the last couple of months. So I like Palantir here. I think it's due for a rebound back towards 145.50 at least, and honestly, man, back to 160 plus I think is where Palantir is going. So I'm even eyeing up some options, right? I'm eyeing up some call options here on Palantir to play it maybe with less capital, considering I'm already in a bunch of shares long term. So maybe in my trading account, I could trade some call options, make some money that way. But you guys know the risks with calls. You got to be right on the direction and on the timing. Timing's important, obviously. So that's pretty much it, guys. Those are 5 stocks I'm watching that I'm buying or very close to buying right now. What are you guys doing? Let me know what you're buying in the comments. Hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. Join my Patreon if you guys want to keep up with my portfolio updates. No pressure, obviously, but if you want to see what I'm doing, trades I'm making, investments, options moves, and if you want to be a part of my private Discord, check it out on Patreon. Link down below, pinned in the comments, or go to stocsurfest.com/Patreon. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you guys in the next video.